try!
Hello everyone. Who's got the first question down the back? Is it? Just let the guys have a quick drink, Sav, and then you're on.
Steve, one of the most extraordinary test matches you've ever seen?
No, I don't know about extraordinary, but it was a good test match. And, we were fortunate enough to come out on the right side of it. And thanks to a lot of composure, I think the guy to my left, really stood up in that last 4 or 5 minutes, took the kick off, made the break. That's what you expect from your leader, and he was well supported by other leaders in that moment. So, but to be 17 points down and come back, you've got to have good composure, and then to lose the lead again, in the 70, I don't know what it was, 74th minute or something. A lot of sides would have chucked it in, but they didn't, and they got the reward for it.
You got a follow-up, Sav, or who's got the second?
What speaking of composure, what was the issue early on, do you think, in the first 10 or 15?
We're a little bit like a young fellow at his first day at school, rushing around trying to do everything at 100 miles an hour, and we weren't very accurate. And Damien had thrown that over the top of Falau. Bender probably would have scored, and the big fellow had made the tackle on Hooper. We would have stopped them all, and then when the scrum's going back like it was, and we made a poor read defensively from Aaron on Will, and he was good enough to capitalise on it. So Australia played well. They were given opportunities and they took them, and they stayed in the game the whole way through. So they've got to be pleased with themselves as well.
Steve, last week there was a little bit of question about the performance of your bench. Are you pleased with the way they responded tonight?
Yeah, they're growing all the time, the bench, and they come on with a lot of composure tonight and added to the game. Like we made the comment in the box when we saw them coming up off the haka. They're a young bench compared to what we've had, and but they're growing and they're growing in their own belief, and they're growing in the understanding of what we need them to do. So very pleased with them.
Steve, over here you mentioned the strength of the scrum. Your thoughts on how Nepo went?
Yeah, scrum really, really well. He'll be pleased with that part of his game. We've just got to get him. He's good when he carries. We've just got to get him to do some of the other stuff that Owie used to be able to do. Well, was doing. So, but that took Owie a wee while to get there too. So that's the work on for him. But in his core roles, he was outstanding and played a big part in turning the game around, because the scrum was a massive part in how he got back into it.
Yep, Barry.
Kieran, a lot of penalties for you. No thought of taking shots at goal, always going positive for the line out?
Yeah, it was just a case-by-case basis. Like, I think the type of game it was, the team that had the ball was putting the opposition under pressure. So, you take the points, you go back to your own half and have to start again. So, yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, keep the pressure on. I thought they were giving away a few penalties. Didn't quite get the rewards maybe of a yellow card, of perhaps what I felt might have come if we'd kept that pressure on. And what Steve said was the fact that we just let them off a bit. I caught a couple of scrums and then we, dropped the ball or didn't execute. So, it's something to work on.
Nigel at the front, and then Ian behind you, Nigel.
Had any chance to look at the injury sort of toll, sort of what that is?
I think there's a couple of concussions. Well, people that will have to check for concussion over the next few days. Sam Kane's definitely one. Crotts is not feeling great either, so thankfully we've got a week off, so we'll put them through the protocols, and I'm imagining there'll be some other sore bodies which we won't know about until the morning.
Just behind you, Nigel. Steve, we heard Mick Burns say during the week that he thought that this team would turn a corner at some point. Do you think they're turning that corner now, the Australian team?
No, it's hard to tell if they've turned a corner or not. Like I think they've always been a good side. They played some good rugby tonight, and they'll be disappointed. Like they could have easily won the match, and but I'm not sure if I'd say they've turned a corner, because I don't think they needed to. I think last week they played their first game, probably most of them in 4 or 5 weeks, and it's really hard when you've got a group that have battled hard and have gone through finals football, and the intensity of that allows you, to play at a level. They finished off the game last week well and got some confidence out of that, and they've come into this week and played well again. So.
In the back line, struggled to go forward a bit, a lot of drop balls. Was it the pressure from the Australians, was it?
Oh, I think it was symptomatic of probably our start. You know, when we've got put under a bit of pressure and chasing the game, we probably got more physical than skillful, and we just tried to carry the ball hard. And I think, once we settled down and started to trust ourselves and trust the skill sets that we've got, I think we looked a lot better. But it took a while, and we've got to make sure we get into that mode quicker.
Sav, down the back.
Kieran, what was said under the goalposts when they scored to go ahead before you scored to win?
We spoke about getting the ball back. So said to the kicker, put it on the money and I'll chase it and try and win it back. And that's what happened. And it was just a case of us playing. Once we won that ball, having a crack, and it came off. So pretty happy about it.
Is that us? No? One more, down the back.
Just Kieran there. Obviously, Sir Colin Meads sort of a tribute game to him tonight. He was quite an honest man. What do you think he would have said about tonight's match?
I think he would have said it was a pretty darn good game. And he'd be pretty happy, I'm sure, that the All Blacks got on top.
I don't think you would have used the word darn.
I was going to be as polite as I could.
Yeah, no, you were spot on, Reno.
We got any more questions? We done? Done or done? Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.